Okay, well, now we're streaming live on YouTube, and I will just go through and see what happens. Okay, and record this. Now we're streaming live on YouTube, and I will just go through. All right. So I'm going to invite you to settle in and just think of something in the more than human world that brings you joy, that you can feel grateful about. Start from that place of recognizing something of beauty, something wonderful that makes your life better. And just feel into that gratitude for a moment. So this is a Novasutras meditation on the new moon. We celebrate the phases of the moon as times to gather, in part because these are global phenomena. This is something that everyone experiences, everyone can agree on. So this opportunity then to gather at the quarters of the moon provides us with real chance to feel into how we are a global species and that we're all connected. We're all experiencing the new moon this day, this evening. That global unity is a reflection of something that is central to the Novasutras movement. This recognition of the unity of life that we express in these terms, Agaya and Ubuntu. Agaya is a term we use to recognize the sacredness of nature. It comes from a merger of this word agape, which is a term for kind of universal, transcendent love, love of spirit, the deep, profound connection. And then Gaia, which comes to us by way of the Gaia theory, the scientific recognition that life is constantly adapting and creating conditions that are conducive to ever more beautiful and complex life. Life keeps finding ways to make life continue to happen, continue to blossom and unfold. So we merge these two and use this term Agaya. And in part, Agaya recognizes not only the sacredness of nature as we encounter it, but also our reciprocal response to that sacredness. Reciprocity brings us into Ubuntu. Ubuntu is a word from the languages of Southern Africa that is used to talk about the interdependence of humans and our deep, essential social nature. We can think of it as each human is only who we are because of the people around us, because of the communities that we live in. But as we look out into the more than human world, we see examples of Ubuntu everywhere we go. Flowering plants are only able to thrive because of their interactions with other species, with animals who help pollinate them, who help disperse their seeds. Plants on land can only grow because of the complex network of bacteria and fungi and other microorganisms that create soil out of inorganic and decaying matter. We are deeply and profoundly interdependent with beings all over. No animal could even survive without the oxygen that plants produce, without the food that always originates from some green growing thing, a green growing thing that was able to capture sunlight and turn it into nourishment. So we'll begin our meditation by opening up into sacred space with a practice of calling the corners. In Novasutras, we do this similar to some Buddhist metta meditation practice, where we're taking our internal sense of Agaya and Ubuntu and sending that out as well wishes to all beings in the different directions and then radiating out from us. And so we'll go around the compass directions for each direction saying, may all beings in that direction abide in Agaya and Ubuntu. If you'd like to follow along out loud, you may do so simply by listening for that rhythm and saying, abide in Agaya and Ubuntu with me. It's midday where I am, so the sun is in the south, and I like to start in the direction where the sun is. May all beings to the south abide in Agaya and Ubuntu. May all beings to the west abide in Agaya and Ubuntu. May all beings to the north abide in Agaya and Ubuntu. May all beings to the east abide in Agaya and Ubuntu. May all beings above abide in Agaya and Ubuntu. May all beings below abide in Agaya and Ubuntu. May each of us abide in Agaya and Ubuntu. May all the beings near us abide in Agaya and Ubuntu. May all the beings in our watersheds abide in Agaya and Ubuntu. May all the beings in our bioregions abide in Agaya and Ubuntu. May all the beings on our continent abide in Gaia and Ubuntu. May all beings on Earth's sunlit hemisphere abide in Gaia and Ubuntu. May all beings in the dark shadow of Earth's night abide in Gaia and Ubuntu. And may all the beings belonging to Earth's beautiful, bountiful, beneficent biosphere abide in Gaia and Ubuntu. Now I invite you to really settle in. Take some nice, calming breaths. As you inhale, feel your gratitude for all the plants, all of the growing green things, producing the oxygen that you need. And on your next exhale, send that gratitude out to reach all beings on Earth. Taking in this gift of Ubuntu from the green growing things. Exhaling our reciprocal gift of carbon. Exhaling our gratitude to all beings of Earth's beautiful biosphere. Receiving the gift and offering gratitude with each breath. We are at this amazing time of the new moon. At the dark of the moon, like you will experience tonight, the moon and the sun are on the same side of the earth. We're seeing the shadowed half of the moon. And yet it's hidden by the blazing light of our sun. Feel that direction of sun and moon pulling you. Yet we stay strongly rooted to our beautiful Mother Earth, supporting us, holding us. Feel yourself root into the soil of our earth. Be held strongly so that you can reach up toward the sun, toward the moon, and have those pulling you higher. Feel that lengthening with each exhale. Feel the settling weight into the earth with each exhale. Rise on the inhale, settle on the exhale. Rise and settle in a gentle cycle, a slow, loving dance of air moving in us, through us, out of us. This slow, gentle dance of love and connection with all beings. All beings our beautiful home world. A little over 51 years ago, people left our beautiful home world to go and approach that moon. They looked back and saw our tiny, fragile blue planet. This was the first time that Earthlings had moved far enough away that just that few Earthlings were looking back in the space where all other Earthlings lived. And it's so easy to see how we're all connected, how we're all part of the great living system of Earth's oceans and lands and air. A little over 51 years ago, two human beings from our Earth actually set foot on that moon. Exactly 51 years ago at this moment, they were in their spaceship. They had touched down. They were getting ready to step outside, to touch the surface of another world, to leave their boot prints there. This was an achievement that was only possible because of Ubuntu, because of a community coming together to strive for something that no one had ever tried to do before. This was an achievement of a Gaia, of all the life on Earth that made those human lives possible, that made that community possible. A chance for Gaia herself to look back and wonder at her own beauty. A chance for a piece of the living Earth, two humans and all of the life forms within and on them, walking in a new place and looking back at the sunlit arc of a crescent Earth, the only home that can support us, the only place we know of that is teeming with life. Looking back from a place that was cold and harsh and sterile to a place that was warm and vivid and inviting. A place of soft edges, a place of breath, a place of care and companionship, a place of always evolving beauty and wonder. Take a moment to hold that in your mind's eye. The great beauty and wonder of our home world. Once again, think about your place on our home world. Think about the land around you. Think about the continent, the shape of it. Think about the oceans that touch that continent. Think about the vast sky. Imagine how that looks from our distant moon. The brilliant light today of a full earth, radiant, this perfect circle of blue swirled with white clouds, glowing in the sunlight. Feel your love for our beautiful little home world. In the dark of the moon, we are on the verge of new light. In the coming days, the crescent moon will appear at sunset and grow wider and brighter each day. What do you feel in your life that is wanting to emerge? What things are in the dark or hidden now that are ready to come out into the light? What are the things that, like the moon and the sun together, are pulling us, beckoning us forward? What are we being called to do? What hidden wonders are we ready to bring up into the light? And how can this pull of the future help us build a world of ever greater Agaya and Ubuntu? Feel Agaya and Ubuntu moving through you. Feel Agaya and Ubuntu growing in your heart. Feel Agaya and Ubuntu shining out from the center of you. Take this brilliant, wondrous feeling of Agaya and Ubuntu moving through you, lighting you up inside, and bring that out as a gift to enlighten the whole world. Wishing Agaya and Ubuntu to all the beings of Earth. Inhale, wonder and joy and reverence of a Gaia. Exhale, gratitude, connection, and loving kindness of Ubuntu. Inhale, Gaia. Exhale, Ubuntu. Inhale, Gaia. Exhale, Ubuntu. Inhale, Gaia. Exhale, Ubuntu. Now, inhale all the wonder and joy of the world. Feel it coming into you, the way that all the world's plants are gifting you with lovely oxygen to breathe, with nutritious food to eat. Take in and embrace this reciprocal gift of Ubuntu. And then send out gratitude and wonder and joy of a Gaia. Inhale interconnectedness, your community, all the things that support you. Exhale delight and reverence and amazement. Inhale Ubuntu and exhale Gaia. Inhale Ubuntu and exhale Gaia. Inhale Ubuntu and exhale Gaia. Take a few more deep, calming breaths. Begin to settle back in, feeling the weight of you, supported by the loving earth. Feeling your breath as you rise, energized by all these gifts. Start to wiggle your fingers and toes. Move your legs and arms, your hips and shoulders, your neck and head. Feel your body as a healthy, energized expression of Ubuntu and Gaia. Let that sense of Ubuntu and Gaia permeating your being carry with you as you slowly, gently come back to the here and now. Open your eyes. And be present. Thank you for taking part in this Novasutras New Moon meditation. We'll offer meditations again on the waxing moon and the full moon. On the full moon, we'll also offer a yoga practice to lead into the meditation. Tomorrow, we'll be having a discussion about land reform and some ideas for transforming the United States into a place that expresses more Agaya and Ubuntu. Novasutras holds open discussion spaces Mondays and Thursdays at 11:30 Pacific time. And on the last Wednesday of each month, we hold an open session for people to come in and explore and process grief, whether that be personal or collective. Reach out to me or go to our website and you could subscribe to get email reminders about Novasutras events every week. Coming up next month is the Cross Quarter, which is our big gathering and celebration at 8 points of the year. This is the midpoint between the June solstice and the September equinox on June 6th. And we'll gather at 5:30 Pacific time on June 6th. That's just after midnight UTC. On August 6th. August 6th, just after midnight on August 7th UTC. You can help us continue these events by supporting us on Patreon or offering a one-time donation via PayPal. Or you can help us in producing online events by becoming a Novasutras uplifter. Just go to our website to find out more. On the website, you can also subscribe to our newsletter, read our blog articles, and find some of our guided meditation recordings. Those recordings are also available on Insight Timer, and you can find and follow Novasutras through most of the typical social media channels. I look forward to seeing what emerges as we move into the waxing moon through this growing crescent moon time. I encourage you to go out over the next couple of nights to look for that emerging crescent moon right after sunset. Thank you for joining our new moon meditation. Ubuntu and Agaya to you.